Welcome back to my channel, and today is a really exciting video. I look forward to filming this every single year. We are going to our first JULBORD. JULBORD means Christmas table, and in the Nordic countries, Christmas is completely different. I think it has a different vibe to the rest of the world. This is just my opinion. And the JULBORD here in Sweden is just something quite special. I think Sweden, out of all the Nordic countries, are the ones who do it the most, and it's really the most popular here. So every Christmas there is a Christmas buffet. A Christmas buffet is a traditional part of Swedish Christmas here, and we go every single year with our friends for at least one or two of the Christmas buffet tables. So the JULBORD is not a cheap experience, but it really is worth for people like me and our friends who go regularly once a year for this JULBORD because we love it so much. So I'm going to take you along with me, and I hope you get some inspiration from this video, some ideas maybe for your Christmas table if you're hosting this year. I'm going to talk you through all of it. So I hope you enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and I will see you a little later on in the vlog when we're at the restaurant. So now we're on our way to see the Grenska, which is in Danderyd. It is quite a posh area, so a lot of villas in this area and forest, as you can see. It's a beautiful drive here, and we are making our way to this tower. It is 100-year-old tower, and it's been refurbished and turned into a restaurant, and we were here last year, and we made our way back here again this year for their Christmas table. Side is a very old world, old school sort of Swedish decor. I think the Swedes like to incorporate some modern pieces and some older pieces together, and it really creates a very cozy atmosphere. So this was a sort of lounge area. You came in, you took off your coat, and then you could come in and serve yourself some mulled wine. So I've decided just to take some almonds. You could also do a mix of almonds and raisins, and then you poured yourself your mulled wine. I took a serviette because sometimes it can get a little bit messy, and then you made your way to one of the really cozy couches that they had and hung around there drinking your mulled wine, waiting till the rest of your party turned up, which is exactly what we did. So this building has a lot of history. From what I read, it took over 100 years to actually finish it. So it is really, really special, and coming here is really a treat because they've got a lot of old pieces that were belonging to this tower before, and all of the original features still kept intact, so which is really, really lovely, and it really creates a great ambience. If you want to know more about the place, I will leave a link to their website, and they have a section there explaining how long it took and who the architect was as well. But since we're here for the Christmas table, I'm going to focus on all of the food. So this is what you see first. This is the first course, all of the fish and the sill served with some red cabbage. Now the decor, like I said, is really, really old school. These sort of fireplaces are very typical to Sweden, made from tile. You can see the Scandinavian star there, and the gentleman sorting out the warm food. So this is the first course, all of the sill and pickled herring. Now you serve it with some chopped red onions and some sour cream on the side, and they also sometimes do different dishes. Now this one is stekt inlagd strömming. Strömming is a type of fish that you have here, or fermented fish that you have here in Sweden, and lots of people love to eat it. These are all the sill. I love that they put them in sort of old school jars and sort of really, really lovely old world charm to it when it's served in these jars. Now this is my plate. You can see I've got some cooked potatoes, all of the sill, and some chives and some sour cream. The second course, all of the fish and gravad lax. Now to serve with the gravad lax and all of the cooked fish, they do have some eggs on the side, these gravad lax, and you do have a fish pate. This is a prawn salad. So they do, each restaurant does do a different type of salad, seafood salad. Now this is a fish pate. third course comprises of cold cuts. Now you supply whatever cold cuts that you like. They had some sausages, they had always ham, they always have some nice moose steak or reindeer meat, whatever it is you can pick up on your way to the supermarket or at IKEA is something that you could put on all your favorite cold cuts. That would surprise of the third course. Now, as you can see, they had one on each side of the table, and these are some of the other cold cuts that they had. So if I was going to do a Christmas buffet, I would just definitely choose some of the cold cuts that I enjoyed eating with my family. So the gentleman was doing all of the prep work, was kind enough to walk me through the fourth course. Skål! Gott! Oj!
Rödkål. Fläsksida.
Oj, titta! Och här är bästa botten. Ja, så båda. Ja, okej.
Väldigt frukt.
Ja.
Vanlig potatis. Tofu. Vegetariska köttbullar.
Okej. Det här är vegetariskt.
Vinteräpplen med broccoli. Och lite grönsaker.
Tack! Jättefint. Gott! So in the last few years, most of the restaurants are serving smoked salmon fins. This is a side dish, and I have never tried it before. I didn't try it this year as well, but my friends all tried it and said it was really, really delicious. So this is an overview of where you went to get all of the food. The desserts and the sweets were in another area, and then they also had a selection of bread. Now the Swedes love their bread. They eat it all the time. So we had hard bread, we had a sweet Christmas bread, and we had lots of different types that you could choose and eat with a selection of cheeses. Now I was on my way to serve my second course, and they have obviously a stack of plates. So every time you do serve a new course, you can take a new plate. They were so nice up there. They came and took away your plate, and you got to get a clean one. Now this is liver pate. You cannot have a Christmas table without liver pate. It's something that you could have on the table with your cold meats. They had it for some reason with the bread and the cheese. I don't know why, but nevertheless, it's something you can add on to the table. The fifth course is a cheese board. You can't have a Swedish Christmas buffet without a cheese course. It is really popular here in Sweden, and you can have whatever type of cheeses you like. Now, I loved this little bar area last year. Also, they had the desserts and the cheeses here, and I really, really loved the ambience that this place really provides to a really lovely and cozy atmosphere for a Christmas table. Now, as you can see, the Christmas decor in these places are very simple. This is the dessert section. Now, I'm unable to do a sixth and seventh course. The sixth course would be all of the desserts, and then the seventh course would be all of the sweets. It's just so typical of the Swedes to have two courses assigned to something sweet. We've got your desserts, and your desserts can really vary, but the one thing that you should really have is your risgrynsgröt, which is your rice porridge. It's a very popular dish here for Christmas, but I will show you all of that in a minute. But I was so taken up with the roof of this place. It's so stunning. I love these sort of wooden doors and architecture. It was just amazing. So the sixth and seventh courses. Now, this was a really nice idea. If you wanted to do a Christmas buffet and you had a dessert table, you could sprinkle sweets like they did around the table. It really was very, very festive. They had a 3-tiered tray here in the middle with all of the Christmas sweets. We've got some very traditional ones, and then also have a fruit salad. Now, this is knäck. Knäck is a Swedish treat for Christmas. It's a must-have. These are tomteskum. This is a dessert. I think this was a raspberry sort of mini cheesecake. And as you can see, they've got lots of sweets. This is a saffron cake. Saffron is also a huge flavor for Christmas here in Sweden. Then you definitely want to try and divide your desserts and your sweets. Now, they had done a mix of both of it together, but if I was doing a table, I would definitely do it separately. These were meringue tarts, and these are sort of like jelly. They're also in orange flavor and mandarin flavor, which were really, really delicious. They had a chocolate treat as well for all the chocolate lovers here, and you could just pick out all of your sweets. Now, this is very traditional. This is tomtegret. We call it Santa Claus's porridge, and our Christmas gingerbread cookies. They're really gingerbread snaps because they're really thin and very, very lovely to eat. So I hope you get some inspiration from this table. Now, this is just an overview of where we ate. I love the open brick concept here in the tower and these soaring ceilings made from wood, and it was just spectacular. Place is full of people. People had booked well in advance. They had like 3 or 4 sittings so that everybody wasn't cramped all at the same time, and they had a couple of floors as well. The tower is lit up in red every single Christmas. It was the same last year, and once we finished, it was time to head back home. We are back home now after our Christmas table. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did filming for you guys. We did go there last year as well, so not a lot has really changed from last year to this year, but it was so much fun. We had a few extra people with us, which was always great. The family keeps growing and growing for the Christmas table julbord, which we do every single year in Scandinavia, Sweden. So thank you so much for joining me. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next vlog.